Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Aldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping with news that's jaw dropping. They're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I work with retards.
This is true.
You do.
I say this every day. Yes. On that note, welcome to episode 130 of Sports on Tap Detroit. I'm Chris Scott alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Chigata. Gentlemen.
What's up, buddy?
You know, just living the nightmare like everybody else.
Working with retards.
Just working with retards.
Farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off.
Exactly. Pretty much, yes. Yes. And sticking with the, quote, retards, I'll just get into it, man. Like,
Yeah, let's do it.
The college football playoff committee. We obviously we talked about this before the show a little bit, just kind of setting up like what we're gonna discuss on the show this week. And this was our main topic of conversation because depending on how you look at it, some people think they got it right, other people don't. Now, I'll keep my opinion straight and to the point. I don't think they got it right. I don't know how you leave a team that's undefeated out and bring in a team that has a loss in, especially in a Power 5 conference, but that's just me.
Oh, because their quarterback got hurt.
Well, because their quarterback got hurt, right.
Yeah, you
That's-
can't have injuries and play in the playoffs.
So basically,
No.
basically all this says to me is that the regular season is pretty meaningless.
Lions fans better hope Jared Goff stays upright or else their playoff chances are
So
over.
should we eliminate the Jacksonville Jaguars from the playoff contention because
Trevor Lawrence went
is
down.
hurt?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, for sure.
Should we eliminate the Cincinnati Bengals from playoff contention because Joe Burrow's hurt?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. Based
And-
on that kid's performance
He played
last
well. I think.
night.
Yeah, I will get to that in a little bit. But
And the Browns as well should be eliminated because they're down to their fifth
Flacco looked good, man.
quarterback.
Yeah, then they demoted him to the fucking practice squad again.
Then they put him on the practice squad.
Why?
Who knows?
There was
What the hell
talk.
is your organization doing, man?
Well, so
There was talk of the Jets trying to sign him.
there was you could actually do that 3 weeks in a row, and it helps you save a roster spot. So you could
okay.
you could send players down to the practice squad. The Rams did it with Darrell Henderson three times this year. So they had him play in the game. They called him up. They signed him to the practice squad. Called him up for the game. Then as soon as the game was over the next day, they sent him back down to the practice squad. And everyone was like, "What the hell's going on?" It's just to make room on the roster. You can carry an extra roster spot because you can send a player down to the practice squad like 3 times,
Okay. It makes sense.
and then until you have to keep him on the roster.
All right, it makes sense now.
Unless
But-
you're New England, in which case you
Right.
elevate guys off the practice squad, sign them for 3-year deals, and then turn around and send them back to the practice squad 2 weeks later.
Right. But,
But yeah, we digress.
yes. But getting back
The-
into
The college football playoff picture.
the debacle, if that's what you want to call it, of how this was kind of decided. It's like I said, it's simple for me. One team has a loss, the other one doesn't. Yet the one that doesn't got kind of butt fucked in this.
Yeah, and I think no matter what, we talked about it, I think no matter what, there was going to be some controversy around the top 4.
Yes.
Okay? Mm-hmm. But I think the best way to go about it is, in my opinion, 3 teams are undefeated. Those 3 undefeated teams won their conference.
They should be in.
It should be those 3
Yeah.
and one other team that had 1 loss. And if you want to negate Georgia because they didn't win the conference championship, okay, I'm cool with that. Okay? If you want to, whoever you want to decide between in the 1 losses for that 4th spot, great, do it. But three teams have no losses. None. But for some reason, Florida State, a Power 5 conference champion with 0 losses, is left sitting out because their starting quarterback got hurt. 3 games mind you, they won 3 games without him. They found a way to win games. Their defense is amazing.
Defense is quite good, yes.
But yet, we're going to leave them out because their starting quarterback got hurt.
Because, God forbid, we leave out an SEC team.
Yes.
The thing I'm really hoping for at this point, I'm hoping they beat Georgia in this bowl game.
Or like what did I send yesterday? Just go through all the prep.
Yep.
Right before the game.
I mean, that would be incredible.
And just be like, nah, get fucked.
I had another buddy tell me that just have all the guys lay down on the sideline. Just lay there.
I think it would be awesome. It just like, all right, ESPN, get fucked. Because this was absolutely ESPN's doing.
Oh, God, it has to be.
100% this is ESPN's doing. Anybody that tries to tell you different is wrong.
And I just want to let anybody know, our chat is not working right now. I can't see any of our chat, so nothing is coming through on the chat.
Right.
If anybody's, it's literally just sitting here spinning. So
okay,
if we don't see it, we're not ignoring you. It's just not coming through right now for some reason.
I'll see if I can pull it up on Facebook alone.
But yeah, you go back to like I said, this is an ESPN thing, and what lends even more credence to this is before these teams were even announced, the helmets behind Kirk Herbstreit were the teams that got in. Yet the week previous, it was Florida State that occupied that last spot over Alabama.
Yep.
So for ESPN to tell us that, we knew as soon as you guys, bullshit.
Yep.
There's no fucking way that happened. And of course ESPN's going to do that because this is what they do. Like, and another thing about this entire thing is the committee. Like, so let me get this straight. You all got together in one room one weekend out of this whole season to watch these teams play, and that's kind of how you made your decision? Really? That's how this worked? Okay.
Yep, you're supposed to judge the best teams from the year who make the playoffs. Not the best 4 teams right now. The best 4 teams from the season.
Well, and that's the thing, though. This has turned in. It's gone from a playoff. Mm-hmm. Playoffs.
Yeah.
Talking about playoffs? No, this isn't a playoff. This is an invitational. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. We wanted Alabama in there, so we put Alabama in there. That's exactly what this is. This is not the 4 best teams throughout the entire season. Because if you're asking me, the best teams throughout the entire season didn't lose a fucking game. So.
No, Joe, I agree with you. I think Florida, and as much as I hate Florida State, and you know how much I hate Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is karma for what happened in 2000. So I'm going all the way back to 2000 when Miami got butt fucked on. Kind of the same thing.
You guys hold grudges a long time in sports. I'm just throwing it out there. Both of you hold grudges very long.
That's why I'm not saying anything about it.
No.
Like, I don't even remember 2000, but I'm sure he's right. And I know whatever I say
this basically comes down to the kind of the same thing a little bit is Miami and Florida State played that year. Miami beat Florida State. They both ended up having 1 loss, and yet Florida State got in over Miami. Which, again, I don't quite know how that happens, but it's just like this. Like, Florida State has 0 losses, Alabama has 1, yet Alabama gets in over an undefeated team. Again, I don't know quite how that happens.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, ESPN has every one of those games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which tells me ESPN handpicked those matchups. They said, these are the 6 teams you got. These are the top 2. Figure out the other 4, and you put them where you want them.
Yeah, I think, obviously, Michigan, Washington, you couldn't
argue it.
Like, with those 2, you would have had to, like, there would have been some big fucking blow up if you'd have had somebody else in those 2 spots, right? I mean, those 2 teams deserve those 2 spots, but I think...
I mean, if you look at Michigan's strength of schedule, I could see an argument for it. I can.
Yeah, I mean...
I absolutely can see an argument over leaving them out.
Leaving them out?
Mm-hmm.
That's never going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen because they're too much of a ratings draw.
Well, and they're a Big Ten... Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's...
They're a national brand. I know that's not going to happen. But if we're talking about it like this, I
Yeah.
could absolutely see reasoning for leaving them out.
If you're looking at it as the committee looks at it,
Yes.
stupidly,
Yes. I could see it.
yeah. If you want to sit there farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off and shit while you're picking the playoffs, yes.
I was gonna say, if we're
I mean,
going
because
stupid,
that's kind of what they're saying about Florida State is they're saying that their strength of schedule wasn't great because it wasn't, and they're were on their third string quarterback, which would have been their second string quarterback by the time this game came around. And so they left him out. And you look at Michigan's strength of schedule, not great,
No.
not great at all. So by this logic, I could see how they would have booted Michigan. However, they're never going to fucking do that because Michigan is a national brand. They draw, as evidenced by Michigan, Ohio State, which dump trucked Auburn, Alabama in the ratings by like 10 million fucking people.
I was going to say that was one of the highest rated college games.
Yeah, so they're
Ever.
never going to. People want to bash on Michigan all they want, and that's fine. Bash on Michigan all you want, but the fact of the matter is Michigan is a national brand, period.
Didn't Michigan's entire offense run through Blake Corum last year?
Pretty much until he got hurt.
Yeah, and then he got hurt,
Yep.
and then they still got into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you'll do it for a team that draws money.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I said, Michigan is a brand. They know their fan base is going to travel. Mm-hmm. They know they're going to do well in the ratings. And like I said, if we're going by the committee's logic with Florida State, then Michigan should be out as well because their strength schedule is not there. It just isn't. But that's not going to happen because Michigan draws. Michigan to college football and to the committee is dollar signs. That's it. Dollar signs.
So is Alabama,
So is Alabama. Exactly.
which is why they're in the playoffs.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's still just the question mark I have with that whole situation is how did they not successfully argue Alabama at 3 and putting Texas at 4? If you want to make up your schedule, that's the way I would have done it because you would have had Bama in one game and you would have had Michigan in the other game. Potential national championship game.
But they wanted to guarantee Michigan, Alabama, period.
But you spread that money out between the two games.
No, I get it.
Because nobody's going to give a fuck about the night game.
No, but
And that's what kills me too. They put the Washington fucking
yeah.
Texas game at night.
Yep.
How do you not put the Bama Michigan game at night when that's going to be the biggest fucking draw there is?
yeah. But
Like-
that's the thing. They wanted to guarantee Michigan, Alabama. They wanted that guarantee.
And I think
is
what
so dumb.
I think what they're doing with that schedule is, if you put Washington,
And not to mention Texas beat Alabama, so they
Yeah.
should be ahead of them.
Which we had discussed earlier. Yeah,
But if-
I absolutely agree if we're using logic
If we're
that
lo-
you can't put Texas behind Alabama.
but if we're using logic, then this wouldn't be the fucking scenario. So I mean,
No.
let's
Alabama
throw out-
wouldn't even be in.
Let's just throw out logic. Let's just fucking toss it out the window. But if you're looking at this, why they did the schedule, my thought process is this: they know if they put Washington, Texas in the early game, ain't nobody watching that motherfucker.
Nope.
They put Michigan, Alabama in the early game, everybody's going to tune in, right?
No, it's
And then the late
you
game,
get the lead in.
yeah.
the late game, people are it's
Well,
late. They're going to be
nobody's-
sitting down to watch. They're going to be sitting down to watch TV anyway, right?
Yeah.
And like people are going to turn it on anyway because it's a football game at night. They're going to turn it on. That's why they did it like this. I in my theory, that's why they did it like this.
I
Because
still
they
think
know
it would-
they're still going to get some viewers for late.
They would have got more ratings if they had flipped it, though. They would.
They would've
Because
got-
people are still going to watch the Washington Texas game.
But they would have got so everyone who would have tuned into the Alabama Michigan game is still going to do it at the early game. But if you had that as a late game, the casual viewers who you get at night for the Washington Texas game, you wouldn't have gotten those for the early Washington Texas game. So you won't get the casual viewers that are going to sit down and actually turn on a football game in the evening. So you're still going to get all the draw for the Michigan Alabama game, and then you're going to get the casual viewers at night who just sit down and turn on a football game because it's nighttime. You're sitting down and you're going to watch a football game.
I don't know. It's interesting.
I'm going to work my own one-man protest and not watch the night game.
I mean, who am I kidding? I'm going to watch it. I mean,
I mean, yeah.
it'll be on.
I'll find something else to watch. I don't give
I'll
a
have
shit
something on.
about
I'll have
fucking-
something on as well as that, but it'll be on. It'll be on one of my TVs.
Well, yeah, if I had two TVs in front of me, I might put it on. But
You got to get that hookup.
I got one over here and one over here, so
Well, you got to move them closer to each other.
one's mounted, one's a 65-inch that wouldn't fit on that side of the room.
Oh, figure it out, man.
I did. I put the one in the corner and I tilt it, and then I sit in my chair and I got the TV here and TV right there.
Well, see, then you got two TVs. You can put something on one and put another thing on the other.
Yeah, but I'm
You
not
got it
going to
worked
do
out.
all that work for this fucking bullshit game.
There's just no pleasing you.
I guess not.
I mean, you kept throwing things out at me. I kept telling you I didn't want to watch it. I'm just going to keep coming up with more excuses why I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's football watching. I want to see who's going to win that game. I just want to see who's going to move on. I don't necessarily give a shit who moves on. I just want to see who moves on. I want to see the game. I mean,
especially if Alabama finds a way to win. I don't give a fuck about football, college football anymore.
Well, I was going to say that might be the case. If Alabama wins that game earlier, I might not.
Yeah,
be watching
that might
the
be
game.
all right.
It might be a cue for me to not turn on the late game because I won't give a shit at that point.
I mean,
So,
at that point, I'll just root for Washington, I guess.
I mean, at that point, I'd root for. I don't know. I'd root for some other game because I won't be watching it. But yeah, to me, the argument they brought up as well in this, there's other people bringing up arguments about the spread, what the spread would be, what Vegas would have the line at.
Who cares?
And that I don't understand the people who are making that argument, right? So let me read these lines to you, what it would be in Vegas. Florida State's hypothetical odds against these college football playoff teams. Minus 12.5 against Michigan, minus 6 against Washington, minus 9.5 are getting 9.5. Sorry, they're getting 9.5 against Texas and getting 12 against Bama, right? So they'd be getting 12.5, 6, 9.5, 12. Okay, first of all, the Vegas line should have nothing to do with this in this argument. But second of all, Washington was just a 9.5 point underdog to Oregon, and they beat them and made it in the college football playoffs.
Which never made sense to me anyways.
Alabama was a 6.5 point dog to Georgia. They beat them, and now they're in the college football playoffs. So your argument about what the fucking spread would be, and it would be too big because they're missing their fucking quarterback, makes no sense in this fucking argument.
It's also just the starting line. As
Right.
soon as people start putting money on it, that line fluctuates.
Like you saw with Michigan.
You're right.
Like it started out, 2.5, 2?
2.
Started out at 2, now it's down to 1.5.
Yeah.
So it's basically a pick 'em now? Okay.
Alicia says roll tide. Fuck you, Alicia.
Roll away.
Fuck you.
And the funny thing,
Fuck off.
the funny thing is, like I saw after this was announced, of course, Sparty fan and Buckeye fan come out. Oh, Michigan's scared. They got to play Bama. Like because they showed the room when the selection was made, and they showed Michigan's reaction to it, and they're like, oh, they look scared. They thought they were getting Florida State. I think it was more of a gasp. It was like, holy shit, they actually put Bama in.
They actually fucking did it.
Like they actually, it wasn't like, oh my God, we got to play Alabama. I think it was more of, holy shit, they actually did it.
Right, yeah.
Because if it was we got to play Alabama in a room full of college football players,
Yeah.
you would have heard, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you didn't hear any of that. So this ridiculous narrative that, they're scared because they thought they were getting Florida State, now they got to play Alabama. Stop. That's not what happened here.
And Alicia, I was kidding. I know why you root for Alabama because I think it's your cousin that is on the dance team there, I believe, right? Or
Yes.
the cheerleader team.
I
Yeah.
believe that is correct.
Yeah.
I
So-
vaguely remember her telling me.
I just wanted to make sure I told her I was just fucking kidding. Not fuck you. I mean, but fuck you, but not fuck you. You know what I mean?
I vaguely
like,
remember her telling me that.
fuck off, but don't fuck off. You know what I mean? Like it's
Couple pops there? No?
Oh, at that point?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
a few sodas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adult
It was during
beverages?
A few,
It was during the get-together that we had.
few adult sodas.
Yes. But, yeah, so I can certainly understand that, but it doesn't make me a fan of them regardless. So
No, same either. Me either.
She said, fuck you.
She said, "Fuck you too." We were even. Yep.
yeah, my chat thing's not working, so I can't read it. I have no idea.
Oh, I just pulled up Facebook.
I had to reset this one, so it is actually working now. All the chats are coming through at this
Okay.
point, but
Yeah, mine's not, but it's irrelevant. I don't really care.
yeah, I don't know. We're having wonky problems down here.
So moving on from that, let's get in the NFL.
I want to dwell on it though.
You wanna dwell on
I
it?
just want to dwell on it.
All right.
It just pisses me off. It's just fucking
I was
stupid.
going to say, I've been waiting
just
like
kidding.
2 days just to be pissed off about this, so
The boys have at it.
I just
totally fucking with you.
yeah. I'm just messing around. We don't have to dwell on it, but it does. I mean, it just is fucking stupid to me. It really is.
It
Now,
was like
like-
an hour after the Pick'em show where I was just like, whatever, I don't fucking care.
I mean, I do, but I mean, we've said everything we can say about it.
yeah.
We don't agree with it. It's fucked up.
It is.
If they had any sense, well, I said this before the show. If they had any
This
sense,
was a good idea.
if they had any sense, This is last year the 14 playoff anyway. They would go to a 12 team next year. They would have said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's make some more money.
Right.
Top 2 teams, Washington, Michigan, you get a bye. 3, 4, 5, 6, which would include Florida State and Georgia, 2 teams that people are arguing should have been in there.
Yeah.
And have valid arguments, mind you. Fine. Those 4 teams battle it out. Winners play Washington, Michigan, and that's the playoffs. 6-team playoff this year because of the argument with keeping the 2 teams out that people feel should be in there because of the controversy. 6-team playoff this year. Be done with it. You're going to 12 teams next year anyway. Fuck it. Do it. Make more money. Then you can see who really deserves to move on and who doesn't.
I don't hate this. I think it's a good idea.
And ESPN has all 3 of the games, so it's not like you got to find a network to pick up the game.
Nope.
Turn the Orange Bowl into another playoff game. Fucking bump the thing to 8 o'clock at night on Saturday the 30th, which is when the game's scheduled anyways. Go from there.
Again, I see no flaws in this. I think it's a good idea. I think that's exactly what should have happened, but it won't. And now next year, when it goes to 12 teams, I don't care about Team 13. I don't. I don't either. I don't care about Team 13.
Well, like this year, you'd have had if they went with that argument, they'd have Texas playing Georgia and Bama playing Florida State.
Cool.
And that winners of those 2 go on to meet fucking Washington, Michigan.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to next year.
Yeah.
So this is one of the best fucking years for the argument of this is why we need a 12-team playoff.
Yep.
Right. Some people feel 12 is too much. Chris, I know you're one of those people. You wanted 8.
I think 8. I can live with 12, but I think 8 is the ideal number.
8 was my ideal number.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want more, but I felt like, 12 was my ideal number.
Yeah.
I thought any more than that would have been way too many.
I agree with you. Any more than 12 is way too much.
But 8 for me just also wasn't enough. I want to see more college football. I want to see playoffs. I want to see like what you get with the tournament, right? The NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
You get some chaos, right? Like you get teams
Especially
winning
now, because I don't really think there's such thing as an upset in college basketball.
Right, like you get some chaos. You get some teams winning where you're like, what? Wow, all right.
Yeah.
I think opening this up to a 12-team playoff, you're gonna get some teams winning where you're like, man, I didn't see that coming.
Agreed.
Well, Bama has a game like they played against Auburn, against the better team. Bye-bye Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, you can't come out and have those games against good teams in a playoff. You're going to have some upsets. You're going to have some teams moving on that you didn't think were going to move on. I'm all for that.
I almost thought Sean McDermott was calling that defense in that game. But, yeah, like I said, once it goes to 12, I don't really care about the 13th team. It's just like the, 69th and 70th team in college basketball now. Like, I don't care. It's like, okay, we have enough teams in as it is. Like, and now they're talking about expanding that, like the NCAA tournament.
Oh God,
yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
There's
like,
that's enough, man. Just stop. Just stop. You've already let in
now.
Start the thing in fucking January. I could not give a shit less.
I like the tournament, but like, holy shit, man! How can you add more games?
I don't
more
watch
teams.
till the last few rounds anyway.
I could see it more.
Oh, I watch opening weekend.
No, I don't.
Oh
No?
yeah, dude, the opening weekend's the best.
Oh, I
could
enjoy
see it more for college basketball simply because, like I just said, I don't think there's necessarily such a thing as an upset anymore in college basketball. I think there's so much more parity in college basketball. So I could see them adding more teams. I get it. It actually does somewhat make sense. I don't want them to.
I would not. No.
But I can see the logic behind it.
There's already 68 teams they let into it.
Yeah. You got the first 4 and then it
Yeah,
gets done.
yeah.
I mean, you want to add a couple more playing games or something, I could see you doing that, but not actually adding rounds.
Like,
to
holy Christ, man! Just no. And in that case, just don't have a regular season. Just have every team start out playing in a tournament and just will it down from there.
So
have the whole tournament last the entire season.
Like I said, I see the logic behind it. I don't want it to happen, but if it did, I could understand why. But that being said, I don't necessarily want it to. I like the 64 teams. It's just it's the way to go, But anyways.
You know what else is the way to go?
What's that?
Bald Man Entertainment.
Ew.
We all know planning an event such as a wedding, birthday party, graduation party, or any other event that might require a DJ can be very hairy. Eliminate the stress and give Steve Waddell at Bald Man Entertainment a call today at 586-747-5402. He is the resident DJ for St. Hubert's Festival every year. If he is good enough for God, he's good enough for you. It's also that time of year for Christmas parties and New Year's parties. If you're thinking about having a DJ for a party, think about Bald Man Entertainment. 586-747-5402. The best decision you can make for a smooth event.
Solid. Nicely done.
Other than one stumble, it was pretty good.
Yes. But,
Missed a hell of a snipe in this game.
oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy doing a read. I was busy.
I know you were.
I was busy
That was
help-
more directed towards him.
I was busy helping pay for the show.
Oh, nice. That was good. So let's move on to Week 13 in the NFL. We started off with Cowboys and Seahawks, which was actually an entertaining Thursday night game for a change. Like,
It
how
was.
about that? Cowboys take out the Seahawks 41-35. I really thought the Seahawks were going to win that game. I really did.
I mean, they tried.
They
were putting forth some man, they really tried to win that fucking game, and Dallas tried to give it up to them too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
Dallas tried to give up that game several times.
I mean, for as much as we bash Dak Prescott, and a lot of it's been deserved.
Yeah.
You got to give up to him, man. Dude's had a hell of a year.
He's played really good this
He's
season.
had a damn good year, and he had a hell of a game that game. 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, passer rating of 115.8. I mean, he did everything he could do in that game. Who came up short in that game for Dallas was the defense. The defense just did not look good. I mean, especially against DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah, did you see? He was torching. What's his face? Was it Branch?
I'm trying to
No,
think.
I can't remember the dude's name for Dallas, but he was just.
He looked like a man playing against
It was
boys.
ridiculous, man. He was.
Yeah, I mean, he had 6 catches, 134 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's a day.
And I love the sign language thing.
Oh, I think it's great.
It is the most entertaining part of the Seahawks games, in my opinion.
I think it's fantastic that he does that. He talks shit through sign language. I love it. Honestly, it's genius. It really is.
That everybody's trying to figure out what they said because most people don't understand sign language.
Right. But this is the thing about
You say most people as if you understand sign language. Do you
No,
know sign
I'm part of most people.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second, did I miss something? When did Frank learn sign language?
No, I know hungry. I think that's it.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I wouldn't even know whether to tell you you're wrong or not because I have no clue.
I think isn't this poop something like
Yes,
that?
poop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's poop.
that's okay. All right.
But looking at the Cowboys, and this is why I haven't necessarily taken them serious this year, is when they go up against a team that can actually, move the ball, unlike, the Giants twice, or the Jets, or teams like that, they have problems defensively.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
problems defensively. And Seattle's not even that great of an offensive team.
No, they had a hell of a game this week against Dallas, but no, I mean they're not really like a juggernaut when
No.
it comes to offense. They're just
Like, you see them against the teams that can actually move the ball.
DK was just
He was on it.
They also
This is
had,
what we thought DK was going to be. Or he was supposed to be,
yeah.
they haven't played a lot of teams over 500. Though.
I know that. That's kind of my point here.
Yeah.
Is you see them go up against teams that can actually push back, and they don't look great. They really don't. So I'm not fully in on the Cowboys this year. I'm not. I mean, they're a good team. Obviously, they're going to make the playoffs and probably at least get to the divisional round. If they win the division, obviously, which they may after what we saw on the Sunday afternoon game, which we'll get to shortly. But yeah, I this is why I don't take them fully serious yet. Because I haven't seen you play really well against a really good team, and maybe Philly, I guess. But I mean, we kind of look at a Philly now, going, "What is that team?"
They got question marks.
They do. So,
But I feel like we've been saying that since week 1.
yeah, it's kind of like the Vikings from last year. We looked at that team. We're like, that is the most fraudulent.
See, but I don't look at Philly and think they're fraudulent, but I look at them and I go, they're definitely flawed. Mm-hmm. Like
Oh, they are absolutely
They're
flawed.
not. I don't think they're frauds
No.
because we saw who they were last year. They're still a good team.
They
but,
are.
But man, do they have some question marks?
They do.
I look at Jalen, and I think I know at one point he had an injury, but I think he's been playing hurt for a while.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah.
he doesn't look right sometimes.
Yeah.
And he looks hobbled. He goes to run, and you're like, he fakes it very well, but every once in a while you're like, I think I saw you limp there.
It's kind of funny. Like anytime I see him
I
throw the
think I saw you
ball,
limp
like
there.
I see him throw it, I'm like, is that ball gonna get there? Like I don't know.
It's almost like he's got. I'm telling you, I believe he has a knee injury.
Yeah, and he can't plant.
And he can't plant
Yeah.
to throw, so it's affecting his running. And he's doing good at covering it up because there's times where you're like, I mean, he doesn't look like he's hobbling, and then all of a sudden he'll do like one limp, and you're like, wait,
I saw that.
I saw the limp. He limped once.
I seen it.
I seen it with my own two eyes. Yeah, it's there's something going on there. I think after the season, we're probably going to hear about some sort of an injury that he has that he needs to get fixed in the offseason that he's putting off.
Absolutely. Moving on from that game, we'll go to Colts Titans and Frank's favorite player of all time, Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Your boy.
Dude.
He's having a year. I love it.
Dropping dimes.
I love it. They got a big win over the Titans in overtime.
Dropping dimes to Alec Pierce.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Who?
Colts.
Alec Pierce.
Never heard of him.
Who? Alec Pierce.
That's why I just agreed with you. I was like, yep, no idea who that is.
Colts moved to 7-5, 5-1 on the road. That's damn impressive. Especially with Gardner Minshew as your quarterback.
Yep.
I got to give it up for a lot of these backups this year. They've actually played relatively well. The majority of them.
Yeah, some of them have, and some of the starting quarterbacks who got benched and then came back have shown a little fight and a little fire, which I like. We'll get to one backup quarterback who might be playing again, who might or might not want to play for the team.
Oh, yeah.
That might or might not want him to play again.
Yeah,
there's a lot of might and might nots in there, but
Well, I'm quite certain they want him to play again because they just cut Tim Boyle today.
well,
So are they going to make it like, oh, you have to play now?
They might not have another option.
Good Lord.
Right now, I don't think they have another quarterback.
Well, since we're hopping into that, let's just get into the fucking.
they might have to have another option
Right.
because he might tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to defend the guy. He's not good, but at a certain point in time, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in. You do, you don't, you do, you don't, you do, you don't, you do, you don't. What? Come on, man.
It's probably one of the most important things for a quarterback to have, and that's confidence. And you have totally wrecked this kid's confidence.
I mean, he shouldn't have much anyway because of the way he plays, but like you're not helping.
Right.
Like you're like, you suck, get out.
Now,
Whatever
wait.
last shred of it he had is out the window.
if you're a teammate of his, like, how do you look at that? And we're talking about Zach Wilson. If you guys haven't already,
Yeah,
picked up
just
on
so we can spell it out for you.
that. Yeah, if you haven't picked up on that, we're talking about
Zach Wilson from
and
the
the
Jets.
dumpster fire that is the New York Jets.
Great defense, no offense.
And yeah, I mean, very, very. I wouldn't even say great, but very good defense. Piss poor offense at this point. But the sad part is, it's almost like they're only a quarterback and a couple offensive linemen away, right? So I think they thought they got it right with Aaron Rodgers, and that dude got hurt 5 plays into the season. They need
December 24th.
because
December 24th. He talked about it on McAfee today. That's his goal, December 24th.
I hope he comes back and gets hurt again. I do. I hope he gets hurt again.
You hate him so much.
No, because he's an egotistical jackass. Fuck him.
He
Like, the only
also-
reason why he's doing this is because it's me, look at me. Fuck you, man.
He does love attention.
Yeah.
But he tries to play it off like he doesn't.
Right.
And that's why I can't stand you. I hope you do come back, Aaron Rodgers, and I hope you get hurt again. I hope you play on that shitty-ass turf at MetLife Stadium and get hurt again.
I saw a picture of him at his birthday party this past weekend. He had his
No,
arm
none of his
around-
teammates showed up.
Oh, no, they all... Noble Callahan style. All of his teammates showed up. McAfee made a point to make that clear that all the team showed up.
Do we have proof of this?
I don't. It might be out there. Who knows?
His Lord and Savior said it. It's true.
Yes. But anyways, Rodgers had his arm around 2 girls, and he looked just like that kid in high school who takes a picture with 2 girls. He's like, look at me, I'm a boss. I'm like, really, dude? You are so corny.
I don't know which one.
I can't tell you you're wrong at all.
I don't know which one I dislike more, him or Russ. I don't know. It's a toss.
Oh, it's definitely Russell Wilson.
I don't know. Not with this shit. It's a toss up now, man.
Yeah, but
I'm
at
rooting
least
for him to come-
Rodgers is good.
I was gonna say I'm rooting for him to come back because to me, he's good for football. I like watching Aaron Rodgers play. He's very fucking good at football. And I enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers play. So for me, yeah, come back, bro. Beat the odds. Come back,
he's a great
play.
player.
Yeah, I want to see him play. Do I think he's kind of a toolbox? Yeah. Whatever, man. I don't really give a shit. I want to see him come back and play.
I mean, hell, I think a lot of my friends are toolboxes.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I said a lot of them. I didn't say you two.
You didn't have to.
Oh my God.
Take
But
a
yeah,
big step back and literally fuck your own face.
I deserve that.
a solid drop there, buddy. I like
Fuck you, blow me.
I will not.
But so with the dumpster fire that is the Jets, they lose. Obviously, they're 4-8. Again, I don't see the point for him to come back, but I know he's going to do it just so we can say, "Look what I did." I don't care.
I mean, for the team aspect of it, I don't see the point either because
It literally serves no purpose.
They're not going anywhere. You're
No.
you're not playing for anything. It'd be different if they were in the playoff hunt. It'd be
Right.
totally
They're
different.
not.
Well, they were big on mentioning that they are not statistically eliminated from it yet.
Not yet, but by the time he comes back, they
And
will
he
be.
did make it clear that if they are out of the race by then, he is not coming back.
Right. So then he's not coming back because they're going to be out of the playoff race.
But yeah,
Like
he mentioned a date for the first time through all of this.
I just want to see the fact that he's able to come back from that fucking fast. Like has
What this says to me is this has nothing to do with his Achilles.
I don't know. I mean, are they lying? Did he not tear his Achilles?
I don't think he tore it earlier, or he fucked something up before the season
I was
started.
saying, did the doctor that repaired his Achilles not actually repair his Achilles
know,
because
man.
it wasn't actually torn? I know there's a conspiracy theory that if he comes back, he didn't actually tear his Achilles, but
I think he
I mean,
tore it, but
isn't
he
that
may
a-
have not torn it completely.
I'd have to do more research into it. All I know is they keep saying that it's a new procedure they did with Achilles. It's one of the newer procedures that heals quicker, which to me, medicine advances all the time. Like
Oh, it does,
that could
for
be the
sure.
case. I mean, maybe they've gotten better at fixing these things, and maybe he really is going to be a test case of okay, well now you can recover from an Achilles injury this much faster with this surgery. You know what I mean? I don't know, but
Especially at 40. If he bounces back that quick, imagine what a young guy would do.
yeah. Yep. Speaking of quarterbacks back at practice, though, the hooker's back.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, your hooker's back at quarterback.
They'll be calling for him next week, I'm sure.
I mean, Jared Goff
We jump
fumbles
in-
a couple more times or throws a couple more interceptions. They will be.
Oh, wait, we got to jump into the Leos. We can do that.
Whatever you want,
let's-
man.
let's
Did
jump
you have
into-
anything left with the Titans?
Yeah, sorry.
Colts. We kind of hijacked that.
It doesn't matter. Like the Colts won, Titans suck. Mike Vrabel should be fired.
Gardner Minshew's
Yes.
a national treasure.
He's going to be on that list of what we say 10.
There's probably we said 8 to 10, and I'll be honest with you, the longer the season goes on, it might be a couple more.
It might. You're right. It might be a couple more. But moving on from that, we'll jump into the Leos here. They went down to New Orleans. They beat the Saints, but once again, playing with fire as this team does. I don't understand it. Like they were up 21-0 within the first
Yes.
7
In
minutes.
the first 4 series, they were up 21-0.
21-0.
And one of those series lasted exactly one play.
Right. And then they almost found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of
Yep.
victory, which a team has been doing that a lot lately, and that to me is a very bad sign moving forward.
They suffered another couple injuries this week too.
They did.
Aleem McNeil probably going to be out for 4 weeks.
Yep, he's on IR.
That's they officially
They
put him on IR, so he's out for 4 weeks exactly,
least,
if not
yeah.
more.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that defense, we've talked about it. They're not very good in the first place, and you start getting some more injuries back there. Everyone can say, would they be different if Aleem McNeil's still healthy, if Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's in there, would they be different? Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Every team has injuries. This defense is not good, and the more injuries they suffer, the worse it's going to get, man. And I think that's going to be tough for them to overcome. I mean, I still think they win the division. I still think they probably win a playoff game because it's going to be at home. But I think that's about the end of it for Detroit this year. I think you're going to have to be, if you're a Detroit fan, you've got to be realistic and say, all right, They win the division, probably win a home playoff game, and I think you're going to have to be happy with that this year and just look forward to next year. They have to do something with that defense. That defense is not good enough right now. They have to do something with that defense. And I don't think it's anything you could fix this year.
And that's the thing. They went up against 3 fucking quarterbacks on Sunday.
Yep.
And almost fucking lost.
Well, one of them, Taysom Hill, they can't stop a mobile quarterback, so Taysom Hill was running all over him.
Why
they put in Derek Carr or Jameis, I don't understand.
Derek Carr was doing Derek Carr things till he got blowed up.
He literally died.
He got blowed up.
He
Dude.
died.
Yep.
Did they call a penalty on that?
Oh, yes.
Which was absurd because it wasn't a penalty.
He landed directly on him, I guess,
hate that so
and
much.
that is something they're trying to eliminate from the
I get
game,
it.
I think is
but
what they said.
It's fucking physics, man. Like, where the fuck do you want to go?
I mean, in fairness, though, the last time Bruce Irvin played a fucking game, that was legal.
Okay.
He hasn't played in 2 years.
And
Or
like
1 year.
I'm with you, Chris. Like, it's physics. Like, how if you tackle a guy, where are you supposed to land?
Yep.
Like
what are we talking about?
I don't. It's,
You're tackling a football player.
I'm just saying the
No, I know.
justification.
I
get what the
get-
NFL's trying to do. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're not trying to justify it.
Yeah,
You're just
not
explaining
even
what it
in the
was. But,
slightest.
like, no, to me, it's just stupid. Like, you can't land directly on top of a quarterback when you tackle him.
He made no effort to turn to his side.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What, you want him to spoon him next?
So I literally told Chris, I was like, dude, 2 years ago, that was a perfect tackle.
Yeah.
Like, now it's a penalty.
Now
It's
you've got
literally how they taught us to tackle growing up.
Yeah, now you've got to spoon the quarterback, give him a reach around, and put a pillow underneath his head. Like, what are we talking about?
I almost think stuff like that is actually leading to more injuries for these quarterbacks because now you're getting guys that are coming from like the side and like going like lower, these hip drop tackles and shit like that. I think that's actually worse than if you just like land on him.
Oh, I love all these guys getting hip tossed.
Yeah.
I find it hilarious because you want to eliminate all this other shit from the game, but you literally have people slamming people on the ground.
They're out there like fucking Brock Lesnar suplexing guys. Like, that's okay?
And sometimes if you have a linebacker or a D lineman doing it to a small quarterback, it's the equivalent of exactly that.
Yeah. It's like Brock Lesnar just fucking going out there and just suplex City. What are we
I
doing?
went out there with Hornswoggle and just started fucking throwing them around.
Oh, you guys want to hit up the Chargers-Patriots game?
They kicked 2 field goals. That was it.
Do we have to?
Did you happen to hear Belichick's press conference after that?
No.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was prime Bill Belichick.
Really?
Oh yeah. If you could find it and like pull up sound of it, I highly recommend you do that.
I'll look into that.
It's prime Bill Belichick.
So basically, he just stands there the entire time and mumbles.
Basically, yeah. It's prime Bill Belichick.
So
It's great.
yeah, Brandon Staley.
Somehow still has a job.
Brandon Staley'd, and his team scored 2 field goals against the Patriots. They tried
But
to lose.
unlike the Bills, they actually won.
They tried to lose,
Yeah.
but the Patriots weren't cooperating. So, like, I don't know how Brandon Staley still has a job, but is he going to be one of the coaches that gets fired?
Yes.
He better.
Yes.
He
Even if they make the
fucking
even if they make the
mentioned-
playoffs, I don't think it matters.
It's been mentioned in numerous places that he's getting fired.
Yeah.
He fucking better.
He
man.
going.
That guy's got to go.
Yeah. Another one again. So we do Steelers Cardinals. Was it Matt Canada? 10 points. Like, was it Matt Canada? Or
Pickett
was it,
forgot about the middle of the field again.
or is it Kenny Pickett? Now he's hurt for.
Pickett's
I don't know.
dead.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's-
he died.
Pickett, I think Pickett literally died,
They got
Yeah.
and then they
Trubisky now.
revived him, and he's hurt now.
And
but-
now, you got Mitch, Uncle Mitch, coming in.
Uncle Mitch.
That is now law. He is now known as Uncle Mitch.
Uncle Mitch.
Uncle Mitch.
Yeah, with the Steelers, you look at the Steelers and you're just like, well, was it Matt Canada or was it Kenny Pickett?
Yeah,
Like, who knows?
I
think
I
there's
don't know.
A combination of both of those.
I think-
things,
listen.
honestly, but
Pickett's been there a shorter amount of time. It was definitely Matt Canada for sure. Now, is Kenny Pickett the answer? Probably not. But Matt Canada had to go. That dude was bad.
That was evident.
His track record was bad.
It was bad. But you're looking at that team and you're just like, you're playing the Arizona Cardinals, who they're 3-10. They were 3-9 going into that game. and you're playing them at home in shitty weather, and you got dump trucked. You got dummied by the Cardinals.
Well, they were 2-10 going into that game.
Yeah.
Or 2-10. Yeah.
Now they're 3-10.
Yeah, 3-10. Yeah.
They weren't. They could have been 2-9, and after one game, they're 3-10.
Right. So
that would be a fucking miracle.
That would be a miracle. But that's just says to me, I don't know what the hell's going on there. I don't know how the hell that team is 7-5. I really don't.
Once again this week, though,
their defense.
Some ugly football this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Falcons Jets 13-8. That just ugly football. Chargers Pats 6-0. Ugly football from Pittsburgh. Cardinals weren't really that good. They just beat up on the Steelers, who were worse. Just some ugly football again. Commanders getting dummied by Miami.
Yeah, again we've said this for numerous weeks. How many weeks now? This is the worst NFL product ever.
The most consistent player this season, C.J. Stroud.
That dude's been money.
The most consistent player this season. Seriously, as a rookie quarterback, playing on a team that nobody thought should have 3 wins by the end of the season. They're 7-5 right now.
Yeah.
Well, he's money and he's consistent. You know who else is?
Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank.
That's right. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, Senior Loan Officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today with 248-752-3631. Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
Sports on tap.
Yeah, pretty much. So like you said, the Dolphins hammer the Redskins, which not surprising in the least.
No.
The Redskins suck. They're terrible. Everything about that organization is terrible, including the name. Texans' big win, taking out the Broncos. Even though the Broncos had a chance to win that game at the end, that actually ended up being a relatively exciting game toward the end of it.
It was a decent game. That was actually one of the better games that was on.
It was. Bucks take out the Panthers. God, that's another disaster of an organization is the Panthers. Holy shit.
Yep.
That's just bad. The Browns got dummied by the Rams, 36-19.
Yep. Elite Joe didn't help.
Dude, are the Rams like sneaky good?
The Rams are bipolar.
It's weird. Like I
That's
know at the
exactly
beginning
what
of
they
before the season started, I thought they were going to be horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, they've been horrendous in some games.
But they've been really good in some games.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like I just thought they were going to be a bad football team this year.
I think
really did.
They're the equivalent of Amber Heard. Fucking bipolar and crazy.
Do they shit in beds?
They might.
Okay.
They shit the bed a couple times this season.
That's what I was waiting on. I was trying to set you up, man. I was trying to set you up for that one.
I do have a gut feeling, though, that's going to be who Detroit plays in the first round.
The Rams? Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to see it. I want to see all the idiot Lions fans that rooted for Stafford to win a Super Bowl.
Your win
to
is
back
gonna
off that bandwagon.
So want to see that one.
Your win is going to have to go through Matt Stafford.
I love it. I 100%
exercise all the demons.
Oh, God.
I want to see it so bad. I was like, why aren't you wearing your LA Rams Stafford jersey?
I really want to see this.
I've just had this gut feeling for
see
like 2 weeks now. I'm like, they're going to fuck around and find a way in there.
Stafford comes back to Detroit.
Mm-hmm. How glorious would that be?
He finally wins a playoff game in Detroit.
But imagine the storyline leading up to it.
Dude,
fucking ESPN's going to go
Will
nuts
Stafford win his first playoff game in Detroit?
after they say that he's friends with Clayton Kershaw.
Yes.
Then they'll get to that game.
They actually went to high school together.
I've heard that.
Kershaw was the pitcher.
Yeah.
And Stafford was the catcher.
I've heard
I think.
that. Yeah. I've heard that somewhere.
I just wanted to make sure I had that straight.
But can you imagine if that does happen and the Rams actually win that game?
You learn something new every day.
I know.
That might be the most fun show we'll ever do.
Oh my God.
Like we did the draft show, which was awesome.
Oh, I love the draft show.
The draft show was great, but that show might top the draft show if that actually does happen.
That would be so much fun.
Oh my God. I pray this happens. I really do.
I'm actually going to say a prayer tonight that this happens. I'm going
need
to say
it.
my
I
bedtime
need-
prayer
I need,
tonight.
I need that in my life. I really do.
I just don't see both Green Bay and Minnesota making it into the playoffs.
I need Matt Stafford coming back to Detroit
And just
to win his
and just
first
putting it on the Lions,
to win his
man.
first playoff game in Detroit and knocking them out of the playoffs. I
need it.
need that in my life.
I need it so bad. Oh, that would be
Frank, you just made my fucking day.
absolutely
It's
glorious.
just a gut feeling I have.
But
I really hadn't put any thought into it, but now that I am thinking
I
about
really
it,
didn't either until you said something about it. I'm like,
I need this
now
in
I
my
need it.
life now.
Yeah, now we need it.
It's been like 2 weeks I've been looking at it going,
It's coming.
it really could happen. And I feel like it has to happen.
Yeah, this is something that has to happen. Lord.
I don't ask you for much, but
I know I
come
have.
on.
I know I haven't said a whole lot to you recently, but if you could make this happen for us, we would all really appreciate it.
It needs to
and
be a thing
I just
for sure.
thank you.
It's just a real simple ask.
It's just a simple
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
It's very simple.
Doesn't change
Nothing
anybody's
special.
life.
Hey, I'm
Just-
not asking for $1 million.
You can make the
right now.
Rams lose the next week. That's fine.
I'm not being selfish. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for anything for me.
Right.
This is for the people.
And the city will be happy because
Yeah.
Stafford would have won a playoff game in Detroit.
Yes.
I mean, the
because
Lions
they're
lost,
still
but-
still Stafford fans
Right.
though.
No, you're right. I was listening to what you guys were saying. You guys are right. Absolutely. I want this to happen.
I thought we lost you.
No, I was just listening to what you guys were saying.
No, I could see the smirk on his face, so I knew he wasn't like totally zoned out.
No, I was actually just checking out some stuff online about the Eagles 49ers game, which, God, what an ass kicking that turned out to be. Woo.
Yeah. Hey, Debo's good at football.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody had him in fantasy, you had a day.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, that Debo guy, he's pretty good at football. He only had 4 catches, but it was for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. So,
Shit, if you had CMC, too, he had a decent day.
yep.
It's one guy I always stay away from. It's the first year he hasn't been hurt.
All right? And he's in the MVP conversation.
Hasn't been hurt yet, I should say.
Right.
Well, you just brought up MVP. So, we're going into week 14 now.
Yeah.
Who would be your MVP
Right now,
right now?
Stroud.
Stroud. It'd have to be Stroud.
It'd be between him and Tyreek for me.
Okay.
I just
I
don't
can't-
see him doing a wide receiver for it.
I don't either.
I don't either, but that's the bad part is I truly believe he's as valuable to that team.
I don't disagree with you on
as
this.
Stroud is to the
Because you take that dude off the Dolphins.
you take him off of there, and they're not near as good because they need him to put up. He's putting up 150 yards in like 2. I mean, what he's putting up, he's going to break records this year.
Yep.
He's going to shatter Calvin Johnson's.
I mean, you know you're having a great year as a wide receiver when I'm looking at it going, man, I don't know how I mean, I love C.J. Stroud, and I personally would love to see a rookie quarterback win it. I love the story. I think he's been one of the most consistent players in football this year, but Tyreek, maybe even more consistently, putting up 150 yards a game and 1 or 2 touchdowns. I mean, the guy has just been insane. Like, you can't stop him.
Then obviously I've also heard Hurts and Mahomes, but
I don't think Jalen Hurts is in the MVP conversation.
he
I
shouldn't
really
be.
don't.
I mean, he's
neither
in-
one of them should be.
I mean,
but
he's
I've
in
heard
it.
those names.
He's in it. Things would have to change a lot for me to justify him winning it. Like, they would have to go on a run where he just played out of his mind. I look at Stroud. I think he's more valuable to that team than Jalen Hurts has been to his. I look at Tyreek Hill. I think he's been more valuable to his team than Jalen has been to his. Now Mahomes, yeah, I mean, you take Mahomes off of that Kansas City team, and they're probably fucking awful. But
Yeah.
I still don't believe he's had an MVP season right now, though.
No, he hasn't.
Oh,
Like,
don't worry. They're playing Buffalo this week. He'll get right back into that conversation. You don't have to worry about that. Sean McDermott will make him look like the MVP that he has been and that he will be. You know, because that's what Sean McDermott does.
Because that's what happens. Well, speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, the Packers put it on them.
Yeah, they did.
This makes the Detroit loss to the Packers on Thanksgiving Day look a little bit better.
Jordan Love, I think he's for real, man.
Is he for real or is he for real adjacent?
Right now, he's in the real category.
I mean, I try to tell people
That's a good. The Chiefs got a good fucking defense, man.
How long have I been saying like this guy isn't as bad as people are saying he is? Like, he's showing signs of growing. He's making mistakes, but I'm not saying he's going to be Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to be Brett Favre.
I'm not going that far. No,
but the kid's going to be good.
Yeah,
he's going to be good.
I think he is too. I think he's going to be good.
He's learning to make the right reads. He's learning, like, he's reading defenses more. Every game that goes on, you're looking at him making better decisions as the game goes on. I mean,
he's also playing this entire season without his starting left tackle. Like, he's figuring out how to get away from things. He's doing the little things well.
Like, the more the season goes on and you're looking better and better as the season goes on, that shows that you're growing as a player. Like, it's different if you come out of the gates and you're great, and then all of a sudden you start fluttering off because teams are figuring you out. Like, that's different. That's the opposite of what we're talking about here. Like, this kid was not necessarily great to start the year. He showed some signs, but he's gotten better almost every game.
Oh, he has, absolutely. And like I said, I don't think he's going to get quite to that
and
level.
And he's trusting his receivers.
Well, it's not only that, and his teammates trust him.
Right.
And that's huge.
And he's done it with basically no running game.
Yeah, their running game's been non-existent because
Jones has been hurt.
Jones has been hurt, and Dillon's been ass.
Yeah, like Dillon's Dillon.
Yeah,
he's great short yardage, but he's not a long-range runner.
Right.
But you saw what happened. Like, he puts the ball in places where only his receivers can get it. He trusts them to go get it. Like, some of those passes he threw in that game where you were like, I mean, they were kind of Aaron Rodgers-esque, right? I mean, it was jump throws, throwing the football with no feet on the ground. Like, I've only seen a couple guys do that.
But it's like that. It's like with that, if you see Mahomes do that, like, you're gonna get the South Park meme of the guy, the announcer's in the booth, like, just blowing the loads all over himself. You know, and that's another thing about that game. When Mahomes was on the sideline, wasn't out of bounds, and just got lit up like a Christmas tree. Let that go, man.
Yeah,
that's not a fucking penalty. I'm sorry, that's not. I don't care who it is.
It's not, but that's also the referees protecting the league's investment.
It's so absurd to me. If you're going to be a runner, you should get hit like a runner.
I agree with you.
It's just like goalies. Like, if you come out of the crease and you come out of the trapezoid,
you're fair game.
You should be fair game. 100% you should be fair game.
I also think you should get like a second leeway when a guy does step out of bounds, that if you do follow through with your hit, it doesn't get flagged.
Right.
Because, you know, it's just momentum and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
and like the shit on the sidelines of the Eagles 49ers game. Like, talk about Greenway throwing a punch. He didn't throw a punch.
No.
Like, oh, he threw a punch. No, he didn't.
He looked like he smacked him with one finger.
Exactly. Literally. Oh, like, did you see him, like, curl his hand up into a fist? No.
And the other thing, like, I love all this love going for Dom or whatever the guy's fucking name is.
Yeah.
If you are not a part of that game, dude, stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's a
don't get me wrong. I love the attention he's getting. I think it's great, but you were in the wrong, dude. You had no business being a part of that.
I don't think it's great. Stay the fuck out of it. What are you doing there?
And the
I
Niners
just like the attention he's getting because the league's like making him into a mascot type of thing. Right
but that's
now.
the thing. Like, the Niners kind of got jobbed on this one.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So
they lost their security guard, and you lost your starting corner.
Yeah, okay. How does that make any fucking sense?
Yeah, that's... In that case, the Lions security guard should go fucking start an argument with who they play in this.
My brother does security for the Lions.
Yeah.
I'll send him out there.
have him go get an argument with Justin Fields.
I mean, they're in Chicago this week, so I don't know how that's going to happen.
But yeah, it was that whole situation was kind of absurd to me. It was just like, okay, there was no major damage done. Like, just let it go. It's not a big deal. Like, over the suplex tackle that happened previous to that, which frankly I didn't think it was a penalty.
I didn't either.
He was inbounds. He was trying to tackle him, and he did.
And the guy got up and started talking shit to him.
So
like, that's what football players do.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a penalty, but they apparently thought it was. So whatever. Doesn't matter. The NFL officiating, we've gone over it ad nauseum. I really don't want to discuss it much more because what's the point? It's going to suck. Like, I got one more. The Packers-Chiefs game, like that pass interference on Valdez-Scantling.
Oh.
Dude. He literally mugged him. I'm not saying he would have caught the pass anyway because that dude can't catch a cold. But, like, that is fucking egregious.
Yep.
That was a funny joke I had heard. Somebody goes, it has to be a catchable ball.
Right.
And if it was
Right, anybody else.
whatever the guy's fucking
It was
name
Marquez
is.
Valdez-Scantling. It wasn't catchable.
Right.
'cause
They said he wasn't
catch
catching it anyways.
I just don't understand how you look at that. Anybody looks at that and says, "No, that's not a penalty."
The guy
Well,
was
so-
on him like a fucking cape.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go one further there too, and I know they don't call them because they're technically jump balls at the end of the game, right? But at the end of that game, though, Travis Kelce,
Yes, absolutely.
dude, how is it possible
He's literally holding him down.
that you can like? I don't understand how it's possible for you to come up. The football's not even there yet. Travis Kelce getting ready to jump to catch it, and you come up and just two-hand check the guy out of the way. Football's not even there yet. And then another guy, jumps on top of him, and then the football gets there, and yet that's not a penalty. And I know we talk about all the time how Kansas City gets all these calls all the time. And that would have been another one where people would have been like, oh, it's Kansas City, they got the call. Nah, man, if they flagged that was legit. That dude got mugged.
He did.
Before the football was even close.
No, he absolutely did. Again, this weekend, just another round of really bad officiating.
Yeah.
At this point, there really is no use in even talking about it because it's going to happen every week.
It is. It is.
Another, I saw something like, what was the worst no call with these pass interference? That one that we saw again in the Eagle or the Chiefs Packers game, or the Saints Rams game in the playoffs.
Saints Rams.
Oh yeah, that's immediately what I thought. I'm like, no, Saints Rams easily. It was a playoff. First of all, it was a playoff game.
I was gonna say that
the dude literally pushed him out of bounds.
The stakes are higher, so that automatically escalates it. And that's one of the most egregious non-calls I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
So for me, that one will always stand out as the worst non-call
It was so bad
on the planet ever.
Now Lions fans will have you think it was
Oh,
Cowboys
yeah.
Lions in the playoffs, which don't you know, it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
But not Rams Saints bad.
No.
That one was just like he literally shoved him out of bounds before the ball got there. But no.
Yeah.
Not a penalty. Okay. It's like the Louisiana legislature was talking about suing the NFL over that. Kind of like Florida State's talking about suing the college football playoff committee. It's like, okay.
So dumb.
I hope it happens.
I mean,
It's not going to do anything, but I hope
it's not. But
I love Florida stories, though.
oh yeah,
Exactly.
Florida man.
Any story that starts off with Florida man, I instantly read that story.
But if they're going to continue with this, now here's what's going to happen. People had sympathy for you because you got screwed, but now they're going to be like, stop whining like little bitches. Like stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me,
it's not going to change anything.
well, nothing's going to change right now. Do you have a gripe? Yeah, I think you got jobbed. I think Florida State should be in there, but at this point in time, like you have no choice. You have to live with it, and you can bitch and moan, you can complain. No legislature is gonna fucking change this.
Nope.
Nothing you do is gonna change this. You know why? Because it's the NCAA, and nothing's gonna change that. They don't. There's no jurisdiction over the NCAA.
Yep.
Period.
You know what? Use it as motivation for next year. Go in, fuck shit up, and make it to a point where they can't debate putting you in.
Well, they can't anyway because it'll be 12 teams. So unless you're the 13th team, then you're
fucking earn it.
Right.
Go out there, get one of those top seeds where you get a bye week. Go do something.
Yep.
Other than bitch about it.
Yep.
In the last game, obviously last night, the Bengals Jaguars game, actually turned out to be a really good game.
I was gonna say that was way better than I expected.
Yeah. So Frank, are we with the Jags?
Real back and forth.
Are they in the adjacent stage right now?
No, they're exactly what Joe just said. They're real back and forth.
Okay.
Well, the game was a real back and forth.
Oh no, the Jags are real back and forth as well. Some days good, some days bad.
Well,
They
now
have
they're-
no idea what the fuck they want to be. You want to talk about bipolar? They're bipolar.
Well, and now they're without their quarterback for probably a couple weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I heard
He's
ankle
week
sprain?
to week.
High ankle sprain?
High ankle.
It's a high ankle. So typically those are
It varies.
2 to 4,
Yeah.
typically ranging on the 4
Yeah, depending
side.
on the severity of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like lower ankle sprain, it's different.
Yeah.
But high ankle is usually 4 weeks.
Those last,
is
last a while.
yeah.
Those
So-
honestly, those don't last. Those last until you literally stop playing.
Right.
Like he's gonna have all the shots and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so you
but-
can't feel it. But Yeah, those last until you literally rest.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only way that goes
Yeah.
away. So he's going to be playing with that the rest of the season, like when he eventually comes back.
And with the way that team's set up, I totally see them completely falling out of the playoff picture.
They might at this point, honestly. That they haven't looked great with him in there. So, I mean, if he's not in
And
there.
with Beathard,
Yeah. C.J. Beathard.
I mean, that guy looked terrible. The first thing he did was try to scramble and fucking got hit and lost the ball.
Not exactly the way you want to enter a game, but, you know.
Like Derek Carr type shit.
Derek Carr doing Derek Carr things.
It's just nice to watch an entire game of him again.
As soon as he did it, I had to text you. I'm like, Derek Carr doing Derek Carr things.
You know who doesn't do Derek Carr things?
Joe Wright Group.
Yes.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 4 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the Wright Group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, Shane Wilson, and Alex DeRocher a call today. Phone number is 248-535-4750 to fulfill all your real estate needs.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
It's true. All right, you guys got anything else? You want to hit the picks?
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I don't
Do it.
think. Hit the picks.
Hit the picks.
This segment is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group.
It's time!
All right, so week 14 picks. 3 of us won the week, and 1 of us was a loser.
Oh, it was me for sure. I know. I had a terrible week.
So you actually got that right.
Yeah.
You got that pick right. Too bad you couldn't get the.
I know. I had a bad. I knew as soon. Yeah.
So myself, Eric, and Frank all went 8 and 6.
Nice.
We all pretty much had the same picks, though.
No, because
No?
no.
I thought it was a situation where a lot of the picks were similar last week.
No. You'd be surprised they were not.
Okay.
And like looking at it, if you pull up the website, you can see that we were kind of spread out all over the board there. We all went 8 and 6. Chris, you went 6 and 8.
Not as bad as I thought.
Not bad.
Yeah, not as bad as I thought.
But
Still not ideal.
No. Not what you really want.
No.
Chris, your record is 107, 97, and 5.
Still above 500. Love it.
Eric is 111, 93, and 5.
Eric's gonna win this bit, isn't he?
If he keeps going like this, he will. Frank is 86.
He doesn't even count. He can't even weed.
Frank is 86, 73, and 2, and I am 105, 99, and 5. I'm only 2 back from you now.
I know.
You've had like 3 bad weeks
know,
now, and I've caught up to you.
It's not good. I gotta get back on my shit.
But I mean, still not bad. Like you're still 107 and 97. You're 10 above 500, bro. It's
I'll take it.
It's not that bad.
I mean, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong, but I had a good run, and now
You haven't had a 4 and 12 week.
That is a good point. That is a very good point.
I did.
You did. Well, let's get to this week's picks. And
Well,
what?
Before we get into that, though,
Yeah.
looking at these picks, though.
No.
So we picked against the spread, right?
Yeah.
Michigan was minus 23. 3 of us took Michigan. You took Iowa. Okay, not that bad of a pick though, because 23 points in a game where the over under was
Like
fucking
30?
35.
Yeah, 35. Yeah.
I just want to say, I can't take ESPN seriously anymore
Oh,
because
because like didn't 3 of them pick Iowa to win
I
that game?
believe 4 people on that panel picked Iowa to 3 of them to actually win the game.
Did you see who those 3 people were, though?
McAfee.
Idiot.
You're God.
Theo Vaughn.
Idiot.
Okay.
And
Lee,
wasn't it
Lee Corso?
Yeah.
Lee Corso should have retired 10 years ago.
So there you go. That's what we're
okay,
putting.
so
in.
let's
and
get
there's
Theo.
still speculation that Theo and Pat were smoking before the show. So,
like,
they legitimately may have been high
I will-
picking that.
It's still though, like you're.
Or ESPN said, since we don't have the Big Ten anymore,
Yeah.
do this.
Like, they weren't even picking against the
fuck
spread.
Michigan.
Like, it wasn't even with the spread.
It was straight up.
They were straight up picking Iowa to win the game. What are you? Now I know what I was gonna say. What are you on? Now I know they were fucking high.
Yeah, there is
And
speculation.
Lee Corso
they were
didn't even
high.
know he was there. He thought he was sitting at home on his couch.
Like,
That
it's-
dude just
it's painful listening
is
to him talk.
old and senile.
Like I love Corso, but it's painful to listen to him talk.
I love when he puts the head.
It's
on
awkward.
and he's-
One of my favorite things that ever happened,
The
though.
wave?
Yeah, he's like it's like the fucking.
But it's the old man version.
Yeah.
It's super
Right.
slow.
It's awkward to listen to him now. It is.
It's painful.
Eric said, "Cheech, don't do that."
Somebody should have told Pat that.
I will say that your boy Pat did something that was pretty funny this last week,
It
though.
was fucking great.
When he got them going with the Georgia Dogs chant,
Got the whole
got them going with the Georgia
chant.
Dogs, the whole chant, and then he waits for them to calm down just a little bit, and he goes, "And I'm picking Bama to disappoint every one of them." I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a huge fan of Pat McAfee, but what he did there was actually pretty damn funny.
I was cracking up at that one.
He led them on the chant, and then
the
picked
entire chant.
the
Went
entire
all the
chant.
way through it.
Yep, and then picked Bama instead of Georgia.
Waited and then bit Bama.
Solid.
It was pretty fucking funny. All right.
There was so much outrage when he did it too.
Oh, there was, but I was dying. I was dying.
Outrage. That's what I love. Outrage. I'm so outraged.
Fake outrage.
Stop it.
Fake outrage.
No, I think at that point the Georgia fans
Like
were,
I saw it like after the Michigan Iowa game. Idiot like Buckeye fans and Sparty fans. I'm so disgusted that they let Michigan win. Stop. You're not disgusted about anything. Stop with your fake outrage. It's because your program blows.
I will say I am disgusted by the fact Florida State is not in there.
Okay. I'm not disgusted by it.
It is.
I'm
it is
irritated by it,
disgusting.
but I'm not disgusted by it.
It's the word I've used the entire time. It's fucking disgusting.
I'm outraged.
Okay. Triggered? You triggered?
Triggered.
You triggered?
Triggered.
You triggered?
Triggered.
But yeah, the way this there was one certain one that I saw, the way they put it, it was just like, come on. Like, really?
Well, everybody likes to take things to another level,
Oh, it was,
right? I mean,
it was ridiculous. I'm like,
I think it's
I'm like, you're disgusted?
I think
Really?
it's ridiculous.
Get outta here.
And I guess in a way you can like if you're using the word, it to me it's disgusting what they did to Florida State. Okay, I mean in a way, but if you're really saying, "Oh my God, this is so horribly disgusting,"
That's how it came off.
and right, like
Yeah,
that's
it's like,
a different like
yeah,
it's
dude.
the way you say things too. Like you could say I'm disgusted with what they did to Florida State,
Right.
Because in a way I am too. But if you're like, "This is so disgusting, I can't do," then it's like, all right, chill out, man. It's the college football playoffs.
down
I mean,
a
let's
notch, you know?
reel that in a notch. Like it's not. It pissed me off, but I'm not like that fucking outraged by it.
It was, honestly, I got a laugh out of it. But it was just like, all right, dude, calm down. Like, it's not that serious. Anyways, getting to the picks, obviously there's only one college game left until the bowl games start, which we'll obviously do bowl games once they come around. We got Army laying 2.5 taking on Navy. I took Army, sorry. I took Army. Joe and Eric took Army, and Frank took Navy.
Pay that man his money.
Ideally.
I'll never pick against Navy.
That's fine. Okay.
Just a statement.
Fair enough. Next up, we got. I don't know why the hell. Oh, I know why I picked this game because it's on Thursday night, or else there's no way in hell I would have put this game on here. But
Yep.
we got New England taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's laying 6.5. I took New England for some stupid reason. Joe took Pittsburgh. Eric and Frank, you also took Pittsburgh.
I want my own ass.
After taking New England, I'm not sure that I can on that. I don't know, man.
I'm not sure you do wipe your own ass, actually.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm competent enough to do it.
I award you no points,
yeah.
and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yep. Yeah. For that
Everyone
pick, yeah.
in this room is now dumber.
Yes. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just
Nice. I like that. Next up, we got Buffalo taking on Kansas City. Kansas City is laying 2.5. I took Kansas City. Joe took Kansas City. Eric took Buffalo. And Frank, I have no idea who you took.
Buffalo, Kansas City?
Yes. I don't think I wrote it on here.
You took them both?
I don't remember who I took, so I'm going to look so we can be accurate about this.
Maybe I just forgot to put it in there. No, doesn't matter.
Let's see.
Buffalo, Kansas City?
Yeah.
You didn't
no,
pick that
I didn't
game.
even pick the game.
Well, you got to pick it now.
Give me Casey.
There you go. So it wasn't my fault.
Nope,
All right.
it was mine. I can't even weed.
That happens.
It's not his fault he can't read.
All right, so Frank takes Kansas City, so we're Frank's on the island on this one, or Eric's on the island on this one.
It's not his fault he can't read.
Nice.
Damn you, Scuba Steve.
Next up, we got the Rams taking on the Ravens. Baltimore is laying 7. I took Baltimore. Joe took Baltimore. Eric took Baltimore, and Frank took the Rams.
You gonna fuck on me?
Nice. Next up, we got Seattle taking on San Francisco. San Francisco is laying 10.5. I took Seattle. Joe took San Francisco. Eric and Frank also took San Francisco.
All right!
Next, we got Denver taking on the Chargers. The Chargers are laying 2.5. I took Denver. We all took Denver.
Hey, bro, you mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
Next, we got the Vikings laying 3, taking on the Raiders. I took the Raiders. Frank took the Raiders. Joe and Eric both took the Vikings.
It's the Catalina fucking wine mixer.
That's right. After that, we got the Eagles taking on the Cowboys. The Cowboys are laying 3.5. I took Dallas. Joe took Philly. Eric took Dallas, and Frank took Philly.
It was in international waters, so they couldn't prosecute him, but I saw it.
He's such a dick in that movie.
Like Kobayashi.
Next up, we got Green Bay. Again, anything involving the Giants, I don't want to put on this, but I had to because I think it's a primetime game or something.
Yeah, probably.
We got Green Bay laying. And there's 2 Monday night games this week.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what
Which
it
is just odd.
No, this is the Sunday night game, I think. Or no, Philly Dallas is.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah. Anyways, Green Bay's laying 6.5, taking on the Giants.
Yeah, no, this is a Green Bay Giants Monday night game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's one of the 2.
One of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're both on an 8:15.
Yeah.
How fucking
which is
weird.
Fucking stupid. We all took Green Bay.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Next up, we got Tennessee taking on the Dolphins. Dolphins are laying 13.5. I took the Dolphins. Joe took the Dolphins. We all took the Dolphins.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Fact. This one we had to wait because obviously Jacksonville was playing last night. So Jacksonville's taking on Cleveland. The Brownies are laying 3. Joe and I took Cleveland. Eric took Cleveland. Actually, we all took Cleveland.
No, you and Joe took Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
Eric
you
and
guys
I
originally
took Jacksonville and then switched it after Trevor Lawrence went out.
I gave you guys an out. I'm like, you guys want to change your picks based on what happened last night?
Yes. I will be factually accurate on that.
Shut up. I hate you.
Yes.
You got a little wiener and some tiny nuts.
And the biggest game of the week, as always, the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. The Detroit Lions are laying 3. Myself, Joe, and Eric took the Lions. Frank, for some reason, took the Bears.
It's not illegal. It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Which, when I saw you put that in there, I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Somebody's a Justin Fields fan now.
Just for fantasy's sake. I'm in second place. I need him to perform right now. No, the Lions can't stop a mobile quarterback. Is what it boils
What
down
you
to.
just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Come on, if you're going to do it to me, give me the whole thing.
That's great.
Everyone in this room is now dumber. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's good. I like that. And those are this week's picks.
All right. Anything else, boys?
I mean, other than the Tigers resigning AJ Hinch, which I like.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move.
I'm indifferent. I'm fine with it. I don't think there's any other options out there that are better. I don't see.
That was a good point that you made. There's no other options out there. I just didn't see the need to do it right now.
Yeah,
because there's always he's going to leave.
And he was signed into 25, I believe.
I have no idea what his original contract was, but they didn't disclose terms of this one either. So.
Yeah, it just said he was signed past 2025 now.
Which, especially if you're on something like this, like with a rebuilding team, you don't want to just go through manager after manager after manager. It kind of fucks shit up. It really does. And I think they're
Yeah.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually think they're onto something finally.
I hope
Now-
you're right.
Yeah, I hope you're right too.
Now, because I mean, you finally saw Torque finally kind of starting to become the player that we thought he was going to be, right?
Yep.
You know, he ended up the season 30 bombs, almost 100
Yeah.
RBI.
Yeah, he
Cool.
definitely
Average
grew
wasn't
as
great,
the season.
but it doesn't even matter in baseball anymore.
But he grew as a player
He
as
did.
the season went on. Like he
did.
got better. There was a point in time during the season where we were talking about, was he a bust?
Yes, there was.
But he
I think
he boomed after that.
He started to figure it out.
Right.
Once they just finally said, just do what you do, like
Right.
what got you here,
Right.
Instead of fucking with his swing, just do what you do,
Right.
And it started to hit. Now, hopefully, Riley Green can stay healthy this year, which would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Has that happened yet?
It has not, and that sucks because if he can stay healthy, he can do some things. Kerry Carpenter, I think, hopefully can do some things and kind of build upon what he did, this past season. And like we were talking about in the group text, I want to see this rotation healthy for once, the entire rotation healthy, and see what it can actually do. That would be great.
From what I read, their focus is still on pitching.
Fine. You can never have enough pitching.
I don't know how much tweaking they're going to do to the starting rotation now that they got Medea.
I like that signing. I think it's just good for a young rotation.
They signed Medea?
Yes.
Isn't his name?
Maeda.
Maeda?
Kenta Maeda.
I haven't watched baseball in like a year.
I was like, I didn't realize. I thought she was making another movie.
They'd probably sign her too.
But I think it's.
I didn't know she could throw a baseball.
for a young rotation, I think it's a solid signing for them. He's going to eat up innings, hopefully.
He had Tommy John 2 seasons ago. Last year's numbers weren't fancy,
right?
So that's where I'm just kind of like, okay,
yeah.
Hopefully he does well, but
I'm
expecting a 500 pitcher out of him.
Yeah, I think it's a hope signing. Whereas, all right, he showed last year he was coming back from it.
Yeah.
And I think they're hoping 2 seasons removed from it that he's now all the way back and he's going to put up the numbers that he did before. It really is the way I look at that one.
I like it, but obviously they got to do more in this offseason, which I really hope they do. Just it doesn't even have to be like a huge splash. It really doesn't. Just
get solid guys.
Solid guys, guys that, can hit above 220, please. For the love of God. Guys that get above 220.
Nobody expected them to be in on Shohei or something
No.
like that. Just
No.
get some solid guys around
Yes.
your pitching staff. Get consistency out of your lineup.
Or try to put together a package and go get Juan Soto. How about that? I'd be okay with it. I really would be.
Yeah, but the Blue Jays.
Well, they're going to get one of them. They're either going to get Shohei or they're going to get Juan Soto.
I heard they want both of them.
They're not getting both of them. But trust me, they're not getting both of them.
I mean,
they are definitely not getting both of them. They're getting one or the other.
Who?
The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Oh.
Yeah.
They're in on Soto, which, by the way, as far as Shohei goes, didn't Shohei say that if the information got leaked out, he wasn't going to that team? And information's been leaked out about every single team he supposedly has on his top 6.
Because there's no way to stop it.
Well, in that case,
right?
And then what's he going back to Japan?
Yeah, right.
That's my thing. Like,
there's literally no way to stop it.
Are you going to hold true?
No.
Like, are you going to follow what you said? Because, Detroit's not been talked about. You really want to fuck some shit up.
Oh, God, that'd be great. But, I mean, if he actually chooses the Blue Jays, like, that's big. If he chooses the Blue Jays over the Dodgers.
He met with the Dodgers today?
Yeah, for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
He went to Dunedin to check out the Blue Jays spring training facility.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that went really well.
And then he met with, who was the other one? He hasn't met with the Cubs yet. I know that.
Yeah.
What was the other team? Oh, the Angels.
If he goes back to the Angels, just then I've lost all interest in you. If you go back to the fucking Angels.
Yeah, because you have no desire to win at
Zero.
that point.
You've said all along, you want to win.
Yeah, but if you go back to the Angels, we know that winning means nothing to you.
That is of zero importance to you. Because
I think if he signs with Los Angeles, they're definitely at championship caliber. I think they're at championship caliber without him. But if you add him, that's not a lock. But you're going to go pretty far in the playoffs.
You really think they're at championship caliber without him?
Without him, yeah.
Really? Okay.
The lineup's just solid. It's not great.
I don't think that's a championship caliber team anymore. I don't.
I mean,
it's a playoff team for sure, but it's not a championship caliber team.
I mean, Kershaw is definitely not what he used to be.
Right. Like, I don't see it anymore. I think
Isn't he friends with Matt Stafford?
Yeah,
I've heard that.
I thought I heard
think
that.
we end the show there.
Yeah,
Full
somebody told me that.
I'm somebody.
I am somebody.
Just today, though. Many other people have said it before.
All right.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out SOTDET.com. While you're there, click on Shop, buy some stuff, support Sports on Tap Detroit. SOTDET.com. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no!
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Hey, you know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.